What's the worst thing your kid's school ever did? My 6-year-old son came home with burns on his hands. When I asked what happened, he started shaking and whispered, "The lunch lady made me pick up the hot pizza with my bare hands because I said I wasn't hungry." My son has severe food allergies to dairy and gluten, and I pack his lunch every day with a detailed medical note from his allergist. The cafeteria worker decided he was being picky and forced him to grab slices of pepperoni pizza straight from the oven to teach him not to waste food. The cheese was still bubbling hot from the 450-degree oven. He kept crying and saying his hands hurt, but she screamed at him to stop being dramatic and made him hold the burning pizza until he agreed to eat it. When he finally dropped it because of the searing pain, she made him pick it up again with his bare hands while 30 other kids watched in complete horror. Then she forced him to take a bite. Within minutes, his throat started swelling and his face broke out in hives. She told him he was faking it for attention, even as he struggled to breathe and begged for his EpiPen from the nurse's office. The worst part? 3 other staff members, including the assistant principal, watched my son get second-degree burns and have an allergic reaction, yet did absolutely nothing to intervene. He begged them to call me, showing his medical bracelet that clearly states his severe allergies, but they told him to toughen up like a big boy and sent him back to class with blistered palms and swollen lips. I'm an emergency room nurse at the Children's Hospital downtown. I've treated hundreds of burn victims and allergic reactions in my 15-year career, and I knew immediately this was criminal asphalt disguised as school discipline. My son kept sobbing through his excruciating pain. I showed them my bracelet, Mommy, but they said I was lying about being allergic. I rushed him to my own hospital that night, where my colleagues were absolutely horrified. The attending physician documented second-degree burns across both palms and fingers, plus severe allergic reaction symptoms. The burns were so severe they required specialized silver sulfadiazine treatment and prescription pain medication that kept my baby up all night, crying and shaking. The next morning, I walked into that school carrying hospital photos of his burns, his complete medical records dating back 3 years, my nursing license, and a police report I'd filed the night before with detailed witness statements. The principal turned ghost white when he saw the burn documentation and allergic reaction assessment from 3 different doctors. He nearly fainted when the police officer walked in behind me carrying an arrest warrant and Child Protective Services paperwork. By Tuesday, the lunch lady was arrested for felony child endangerment on a minor. The school board held an emergency session after the local articles picked up the story, and outraged parents started demanding immediate answers and accountability. They immediately fired the 3 staff members who witnessed it and implemented mandatory allergy awareness training for every single employee. The district paid for my son's ongoing medical treatment, weekly therapy sessions, and issued a formal public apology that was published in the local newspaper and posted on their website. My son's hands healed completely after 6 weeks, but the emotional trauma took months of counseling. However, he learned something incredibly powerful. Adults have to listen when kids are hurt, he tells other children now with complete confidence.